Hello, and here's what Mike and Richard are talking about on this week's episode number 46 of the Stay Off My Lawn podcast. Be careful how you support your favorite NFL team.
Yeah, things could get misinterpreted somehow.
Oh, by a liberal news person, that never happened.
I'm gonna clutch my pearls. Hang on a second. Support for Donald Trump seems to be growing in some key demographics.
The more they indict him, the more they're dragging him into court, the bigger his numbers get. And they're going, this is not how it's supposed to work.
But we hate him. We don't understand.
Oh, shocker. Some states are taking a closer look at voter fraud, as they should, and another conspiracy theory bites the dust.
They are like 27-0 right now. I think they're...
Yeah, it's like a daily total. It's almost like the debt total. Ka-ting, ka-ting, ka-ting.
It is. It's like they have this tally going up on Times Square. Since Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the House, released 40,000 hours of January 6th footage, there's been a lot more talk of how that was reported on and how inaccurate that all that crap was.
Inaccurate? Out and out lies is inaccurate? What?
Nice again. I'm trying to be nice. I'm working on it.
Oh boy, yeah, it's gotten a lot of people going, it's not what they said. You're correct on that.
Fist bumps, all kinds of stuff. Woo-hoo.
We've got more info on how the government dealt with tweets of information they didn't want out there. No, the government was not going to do that. There's no censorship.
No. Michael Schellenberger and Matt Taibbi are discovering new things every day. They were just in front of Congress, so yeah, that's fun. And we'll give our take of the red state, blue state debate that happened this past week. It was fun to watch. I got to admit, we watched a lot of it. Oh, and by the way, the only way I could stream it, because we stream everything and we're really cheap, so we don't have all the premium channels. So I had to go to YouTube, and the only two places I could stream it live on YouTube were run by these left-wing people that wanted to give their commentary all the way through. And all I can say is thank God for the mute button, because that worked very well for me. Once it went to commercial, they were like, bah, 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 bah. Oh, Gavin Newsom really showed him there. It's like, oh my gosh, nobody who truly watched that thing from front to back could come away from that thinking Gavin Newsom did anything but make himself look like a fool. But yeah, you know, he
had his posterior, as they say, handed to him. How's that? Was I being politically correct on that?
Great. See, you're starting to learn this nice thing. You're doing good.
And speaking of red state, blue state, I've also got a new little thing, article that came out, and so we'll talk about that. Idaho, on my home. There's some interesting statistics with red and blues moving. We've got reds, blues.
They be a change.
Yeah, they're moving on. We'll break down on how Bidenomics really is affecting us. Not what he says it's affecting us, not what KJP says is affecting us, but what the real numbers are. And it ain't from some deep red. This is from Bloomberg, people.
Bloomberg, right.
They don't want to, they're not going to lie about the numbers, but it's about as... Yeah, it's if you haven't noticed how much your paycheck is not going as far.
Not even close. Not even close. And we have a palate cleanser from Paul Harvey. Since it is December, we're going to go with a lot more Christmassy themed stuff. And Paul Harvey's got a few good Christmassy themed things. It's not easy to say.
Seriously, if that's what you got for us today, thanks a lot, sir.
I got to get my dentures back in place. Don't forget, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And if you just want to find our stuff, go to our website, stayoffmylawn.us, for all our past and present episodes.
And we will see you next week, folks.
Doodles.